Welcome to the MFP Report on YouTube. And, uh, you know, uh, let's talk about some different things. YouTube and in terms of what's going on right now. Uh, you know, what do we have going on? Let's see what we have going on my as I'm getting rid of things on my phone here. That's where I do all my news. Let's see, where do I want to go first? I do not have anybody in. Um, I want to go first. Um, it doesn't matter because I didn't that I was going to. Let's see, get out of there. Bookmarks. I'm gonna go to conservative. Soldiers and Marines that Obama targeted. Um, let's see what that says. Let's see. Jaguar, of course. Since Conservative Daily was founded, a major part of our mission was to call attention to bring justice to servicemen and women who were targeted by the Obama administration. Super secret that Barack Obama purged the military. That many innocent soldiers, airmen, sailors, and Marines were unjustly targeted and prosecuted for actions on the battlefield. And Congressman is justice. Brian Babin from you know it's wrong. You send these people to go do battle, and you make you make you make you make them, and it doesn't make sense. And you take away their ability to make the decisions that need to be made in terms of, you know, and by coming up with the idiocy of their idiocy of these rules of so-called rules of engagement that you kind of put forward that hamstring these guys that they're able to do in terms of what they're able to do. And and, and then to complicate matters, of a president, this idiot of a president, okay, we're gonna put you for orders that I gave you in terms of being on the battlefield. Now, again, again, again. This isn't again. They don't or carry the Democrats. Don't. Some don't, at any rate. Therefore, they won't. Let's see if we can do something. Picture here. So they don't, you know. And the fact of the matter is, I think the whole situation would have remained the same as any other Democrat in office, because the Democrats just loathe the military. We saw what kind of decisions Bill Clinton made in terms of how 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 long it took for him to actually bomb even an aspirin factory that could have been were, you know, uh, but it was generally felt at the time that he did that to get people away from following his troubles with Monica Lewinsky. And that's sad as well. That is sad as well. Now, let's see what else. All right, that's good enough for that. Let's see what else we got. Bookmarks. Conservative base. No, that's the wrong one. That's the wrong one. Conservative what do we have today on conservative base? Black activists slam Bill Maher's offensive racist N-word remark, which they should have done, but that's not the way I thought that would, because of the fact that generally speaking, liberals can get away with these things. Liberals can get away with these things, but conservatives cannot, and white people generally cannot get away with it. You know that if a lot of times you will see Black Americans for both and call both races that word in terms of if they have a white friend or a black friend, and then we use that word, and it's sort of a double standard. It's a racist word, but it's sort of a double standard. I can use it, but you can't, because and here's the deal. If you've ever seen the movie Red Tails, which a lot of reviewers don't care too much for, the critics didn't care too much for, but that's the movie story of the Tuskegee Airmen. And at one point during the movie, they go into a bar with the white airmen who they had recently, at least in the timeline of the movie, this is a true story, had recently led into Germany and helped them to fight. All right, they helped them to fight, and they helped them to get to where they could bomb Germany. You know, wherever the mission was going into Germany or into Europe, to railroads or whatever they were going to go bomb, they helped them get there. So they go to this bar and they say, all right, they ask them what they want to be called. Do you want to be called this, or this? And they say, the word is Negro, which is not a curse word, which is not a bad word, which is what they started to call themselves in the first place. In the first place. Now, one of the black airmen, one of the Tuskegee Airmen said this quote, and I'm quoting from a movie, and who knows if he actually said it, but it sounds about something that he would say, that a black man of the time would say. And he said this, he said, quote, "You're white guys," well, I'm paraphrasing this, "you're white guys, you turn red with embarrassment, you turn green with envy, you turn blue when you're choking, yellow when you're a coward, and you have the right to call us colored." You know, it's just one of those things. And he was right. If that whom this black actor was playing actually said that, he's right. You know, at the time he was right. Now, back to where I wanted to go. Is submitted by Dave Gardner, president of the United Pro-Life Union, Black Association, the Nebraska senator. Oh, it's getting on Wednesday. Life Legal scene Amanda Randall was in court on behalf of Jeff White and the survivors of NYPD terror alert. In aftermath of jihad in London, cops serving Americans, not mayor. Great. They should be doing that. You have it, of course, for when you actually a communist sympathizer or a communist, Comrade de Blasio, as your mayor. You get what you pay for in New York, and he gets what he pays for in terms of having the police not stand down when they're trying to defend the people, in terms of terror in New York. The police are doing the right thing. They are doing the right thing. Okay, next is Conservative Tribune. Let's see. Trump wants America to be very smart, tough after the London attacks, which is a smart thing to say, and which is a smart thing to have America be. The Democrats would agree to be that. Let's see. Okay, what do we have? Let's see. 180 report. What we have on 180 reports today in terms of from the left side, left. Each declared an act of terror as is claims ability, act of terror, as is ability. Brighton Siege. That must be the group that claimed terror. That if we trust them, if we are to take them at their word, they did it, and if we were to take ISIS as, then this group is not only loosely tied to ISIS, permanently and irrevocably and tied to ISIS. Let's see. President Trump's plans are stalling Congress. Back to that, but again, we got idiots who are running, majority leaders in both the House and Senate. And what can you say? And they hate Trump. They hate him. Even though they say that they want to work with him, man, they hate Trump. They hate him with a passion. Let's see. Apple, get rid of that. Trump is selling a privatization scam. Privatization. When did privatization become a bad thing? You know, it's not a scam. It works. It works. What else? Munchen. Let's see. Trump's hotel company politics. Okay, that's all they have there. Let me look on the right side. Melbourne terror attacks 3. Kurzweil's most exciting prediction about 9% overall opposed withdrawal from. Or yeah, again, these polls represent the people. They really do not. And the fact of the matter is, I'm for it, and the court is another scam uh, for risk, for simply trying to redistribute to America. Let's see, there's the bay. Wonder Woman isn't Israeli? Oh yeah. That's about okay. Israeli, but God is why so many people care. Why do so many people care? I don't care. I mean, I figure the fact of the matter is she has the look. She has the look DC Comics and and Warner Brothers want. Where the film was banned, thanks in part to pressure brought by Israel Lebanon, as Slate points out on Facebook, refers to Wonder Woman as the Israeli soldier film. Warning, it isn't. Still, for the film to gross that much money must mean people just want to see some decent, entertaining. Or do they? Why so many care that Wonder Woman is Israeli? By our court, Slate has tweeted the same thing 18 times since Thursday. It's too bad they don't use a different for each tweet so movie lovers can have scrolled quickly through Slate's timeline, watch the film that way. Gal Gadot has her experience in the idea of touting her combat training in interviews as in preparing for role. A decade ago, she participated in a Maxim feature on women of the IDF, sexiest soldiers. She has also been outspoken in her political support for her country, Ruth Graham. So why do so many people care that Wonder Woman actress Israel served in the Israeli Defense Force as a combat trainer? And here are some tweets here. Just scroll down, see if there's any more to this article. Nope, just the comments. So why do they care? Why do these people care? I mean, really, again, I look at it like this. Gal Gadot, you want, and has basically the experience you want to play the role, but has the look you want. She has that Mediterranean look with the dark hair and blue eyes and all that stuff. Now, if she was blind and they were having her play Hippolyta, it would be the same thing. Again, that's that, and it's it. Is bookmarks 180 reports. Let's see. Hundreds of Islam imams in UK issue bold statement about London attackers. Jeffrey Lord, in defending Trump, says it's fine blaming Giuliani for New York City 9/11. In action, New York Times makes Obama the victim of his. Oh man, I gotta take a look at that. I gotta take a look at that. Let's see if we can get rid of that. Something there. First off, take a look at this Imam story. I've got anybody else in my chat room there? Nope. So get back to it. Okay, so what did they say? On Monday, only 2 days after terrorists attacked and killed Londoners and tourists enjoyed a night out, more than 100 imams and religious leaders issued an unprecedented statement. Message is posted on the Muslim site of Britain's site. We as Muslim imam and religious leaders condemn the recent terror attacks in Manchester and London, and in the strongest terms possible, coming from a range of backgrounds and from feeling the pain the rest of the nation feels. We have come together to express our shock and utter disgust at these cold-blooded murders. We heard that a spate of terror attacks have been committed in our country once more by murderers who seek to gain religious legitimacy for their actions, verify the reprehensible actions have neither legitimacy, empathy, end quote. We've heard similar statements of condemnation from those in the Muslim community before, but that followed an unexpected, to say the least, mine. Continuing the quote from the imams, we pray to God that the perpetrators be judged in accordance with the gravity of their crimes and the hereafter dismissal of our religious principles against them from any association with our community. Consequently, and in light of other such ethical which are quintessential to Islam, we will not perform the traditional Islamic funeral prayer for the perpetrators, and we will also urge fellow imams and religious authorities to withdraw such privileges, because such indefensible actions are completely at odds with the lofty teachings of Islam. These vile murders seek to divide our society. Fear, sure, they calling out terrorists and refusing to perform a funeral prayer for the attackers. This is something I don't believe I've ever seen before. On Saturday, former U.S. Rangers Sean Purnell's words of wisdom for the weekend attack. He reminded us that not all Muslims are terrorists. Thinking otherwise has no basis in reality. However, we are very aware radical Islam is not only a problem, but a growing cancer that must be stopped. And other religious leaders in the UK who publicly cast out to grant a final blessing common to their religion to those who savagely taken the lives of innocents. It's a positive, necessary action and should be praised. Some who scoff at the message and think it of little consequence, only them. The UK is recovering from 2 terror attacks in many weeks. The message from the Muslim leaders is not just a powerful statement, but absolutely a step in the right direction. That's surprising. But, you know, maybe this is a different, maybe this is they're come to, I don't want to say Jesus because they don't believe in him, but let's just call it come to Allah moment in terms of their religion trying to religion we will have to see. And you know, it took a while for things to get fixed in Christianity, but they got fixed. Now it's been a couple thousand years, almost a couple thousand years with uh uh the peeps in terms of, for the Islamists, for Islam, for the Muslims to have that come to, you know, to finally think about possibly reforming their religion or so-called religion. Yeah, whatever. Let's see. Next. Marx. The hayride. Let's see what we got on the hayride. Let's see now. Okay, do that one. From the Louisiana State Legislature. Don't look now, but Will Wade just finished up a top 16 recruiting class. I'll have to take a look at that. Just Clark finally recused herself from her daughter's lawsuit. That's interesting. Let's see what this story says. not bad. Go back up. Don't look now, but Will Wade just finished up a top 16 recruiting class in 2 months. For 2 months worth of action on the job at LSU, isn't it? We had a feeling that Will Wade was going to make an immediate impact on the Tiger basketball program. The 34-year-old who racked up a 91-45 record in his 4 years as head coach at Tennessee Chattanooga, before being hired to replace Johnny Jones in Baton Rouge. The big news Monday was that the most recent addition to this 2017 recruiting class from Notre Dame High School in West Haven, Connecticut, named Tremont Waters. Waters, who's 5'11" and 160 pounds, highly impressive numbers. Points per game, 4.6 assists, and 4.6 steals, while shooting 87% from the free throw line. Those were good enough to make him Gatorade's Player of the Year in boys basketball in Connecticut. So that's one. His ability to pass, so on and so forth. This is still on water. John Thompson, the third one in him. Kansas, Indiana, Kentucky, Wake Forest, Western Kentucky, Miami, Seton Hall, St. John's, and Creighton. Those are who LSU contract was understanding a coach like Will Wade coming himself just like Tremont does, end quote. Ed Waters told him, Scout.com. Like the fact that Wade is hungry and has something to prove. The conversations have been amazing, end quote. First edition, Wade nailed down what might be the last piece he was looking for the LSU team. He's been open about the need for a point guard where LSU has considerable shortage of top-level talent. This year's starter, Skylar Mays, showed promise as a freshman, but a 6'4", 200-pound Mays, like a wing guard, and if outside shot, his skill set might be there. Wade's first recruiting target upon his arrival at LSU, JC point guard Corey Davis, who was originally from Lafayette. Too late. Davis committed to Houston just days after Wade. Waters would be an upgrade, who was rated a number 13 player in the JC ranks. Reason that just LSU might have Waters for 4 years rather than 2. If you're an LSU hoops fan looking to get excited about the future, here's Waters' senior season highlights. You're gonna have to go to for them to see this, for you to see this. Go to thehayride.com. Search YouTube for it. You probably can find it. Wade inherited a recruiting class with a pair of 6'6" Indiana wings, somewhere between 75 and 150 on various recruiting scales. And of Lafayette Christian and Nacogdoches Central. To that mix, he's added 4 players of significant stature. 6'9" post player of Victory Rock Academy in Bradenton, Florida, who's rated a top 150 player. Kerr was a signee of Wade's at VCU last November. and received a release when Wade left for LSU. Having forward Jeremy Combs, transfer from North Texas, who was an all-conference selection at the sophomore as a sophomore before an ankle injury largely junior season. Four guard Daryl Edwards of Northwest Florida JC, who's rated the number 23 junior college prospect in the country. So he's had a pretty good couple of months as the head coach. Now we got to see what happens, because it only takes a couple of players to turn around the fortunes of a basketball team. Basketball and football and baseball are not the same. They just simply are not. It takes more than one player for football to turn around, for a football team to turn around. Time is 9:53. Okay. Chatty Rogers. I've put on nothing there. And this has been the MFP report on YouTube for this date, May the 6th, 2017.